Miscarriage of justice. Ref was on tape. There's nothing worse than a ref on the tape. Nothing. There's nothing worse than losing, than not being invited to be a guest on the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What is up, Wrestle Geeks, heels, and baby faces? It is Big Mike here with the Countdown City WrestleCast. And as always, I am joined by that guy, Tommy.
Hello.
And JC should be here eventually. As you know, the kiddo's got a game, and I think it has ended, but he's also got to get home and get all that stuff. So we will see what happens. But thank you for joining us today. As always, find us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram. We're CCG_WrestleCast. And on YouTube, of course, we're here on Countdown City Geeks.
We don't have a TikTok officially, do we?
No, not officially.
Okay.
Perhaps one day.
Maybe one day.
Eventually, we are going to recap TNA Rebellion. But
first, I forgot that happened, actually.
Yes, many of us did.
Well, I mean, like I remember that until now. I forgot that happened.
Right.
You know, so
we're going to recap that. We got some wrestling news with United 210. But first off, we have a very special guest with us. We should not keep her waiting any longer. She is the women's GM of RCW, and we just had RCW Mania. So please, let's welcome GM Reyna Pink.
Round of applause.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for joining us, Pink. Yes, we can hear you.
Like I said, very special. What do you mean it's very
because you're a very special guest. You're friend of the WrestleCast.
No. When he calls you very special, it's a good thing. When he calls me very special, that's when I'm questioning everything.
Yeah. You know, Tommy's very special for other reasons.
I gave you that joke. I literally gave you that joke. So,
what's up, Angel? What's up, Jason? Thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Indeed.
And let's get into it. RCW Mania this past Sunday at the Good Shepherd Lutheran Church, and a lot of crazy things happened. We have new champions. We have finally one champion in one division. And yeah. So where do we want to start? Do we want to go in order?
You need to acknowledge her, Mike.
I do acknowledge that she is currently the RCW Women's Champion. That is something that happened at the show. All right, guys. Well, it's been a great. Oh no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Can we just not talk about it anymore? I'm kind of over it already.
But we will say that was and we had a post about it. All three of the former Cholas that are still currently wrestling had title matches on this RCW Mania. So well represented, the women on the show, and Callie was the one who did come out with the belts for her, for the RCW Women's Champion. And I think I kind of mentioned this online. Does she get to carry two belts, or is it just back to one belt now?
Oh no, I put the Angels belt back in the archive.
Okay.
And that key is not accessible to many people.
Okay.
That belt has a lot of legacy. We can't have that one missing.
I mean, it does, but RCW apparently has a problem with keeping doors on their hinges. If
also
Sunday
true.
Was any indication, just saying.
It was a missing lock. I mean, our whole table was gone. I don't know what happened. Someone got into my kitchen too.
Yes.
Who took my baking?
If you were not at RCW Mania,
I did hear you say that.
There was doors, tables, cookie sheets. Many things were taken from houses and offices that hopefully can get replaced. What's up, Sean? Thanks for joining us.
Which makes me really nervous for the Von Erich show as to like who's going to go to whose house and steal stuff to try to take all the way to Bernie.
At your own risk to steal from Kevin Von Erich and the Von Erich family. That's
I don't mean from them specifically. I mean, who's going to steal something in San Antonio and drive it all the way?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant since they're on the property, let's just go ahead and.
I mean, I feel like Diego would be that stupid, but no, that's just my opinion. So.
Wow. All right. Let's try going a little match by match because there's a lot of incredible things that happened. We started off with the Phoenix Championship. Champion Emmy Camacho, who's been champion for 500 plus days, versus a sensational savage Ridley Thorne. Good back and forth match.
A convincing clean win.
It was a clean win.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Even though he was nearby, even Nestico had nothing to do with this for once. Thank God, at least that was a good thing. I
would like to think that his stench may have affected Ridley negatively.
That's
because he is stank. When he's in the building.
That's fair. You're absolutely right.
So I mean, the pin was clean, but I'm just saying his stank may have affected that match. I think it's very possible.
Yep. Okay, I'll give you that.
And so the Phoenix title reign continues. I'm assuming somewhere down the line, depending on how long recuperation takes, that JL will get her Phoenix title shot. But until then, Emmy's still the champ.
I'm having connection. That's why I'm making the faces at y'all because it just keeps in and out.
I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, it wouldn't be a WrestleCast if we weren't having technical difficulties.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
No. We always have technical issues.
So,
Emmy's still very what's the word? Can't think of the word, but dominant champion.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but this is true. So, but like I said, I assume when JL recovers from her injury, she will get a title shot down the road. Don't know how long that will take. So we'll see what happens there. Angel, you literally had your prom dress on. You definitely skipped prom. I will say a school having prom on a Sunday night is a little weird, but
I was gonna say that too. I mean, like I don't, and it definitely wasn't the. It definitely wasn't the night before. Did she just break kayfabe? Because we could. And in April, that is
there are some that have been happening in April. Our school had ours already, so that technically can happen. Wow. Yeah, we have technical difficulties. Continuing on with RCW Mania. One of our two ROW Reality of Wrestling title matches. We then had Terrell Tempo facing off for a chance at Gino Medina's Texas Championship, and that was one hell of a match.
It was good to see the boy back in Texas. I miss Tempo. I was so happy to see him back in San Antonio. And Gino, God knows the last time I saw him in San Antonio.
I was going to say both of them back in San Antonio, from what I understand. So
see, but the difference is Gino's former RCW champion. So right. I remember I was actually because he lost the title to Mysterious Q, and that's how far back this was. WrestleMania weekend in Dallas. I was actually there for that show. And I was actually shocked when they got the 1, 2, 3. I was like, what? It changed hands? Yeah, it was a pretty tight match. I was shocked that CQ get the win.
Q won?
I was shocked when it changed hands. I wasn't shocked that Q won. I was just shocked when it changed hands. I was surprised it happened WrestleMania weekend. Don't me like I said something messed up. Man, she's trying to start trouble, bro. For real.
I'll tag you in this. Oh yeah, it was one of my clients.
So you was gonna dime me out to Q like immediately? Okay, cool.
Yeah, no.
I see what's going on. Let's gonna change the subject like we weren't talking.
But yeah, no. Gino Medina losing is what's an anomaly? So yeah, that was a surprise when it did change hands. It was a surprise.
See? Okay, so she says that it's fine.
Not
she says
shocking.
that it's fine. I say it. I'm gonna get called out by a black dude. Okay, cool, whatever.
I mean, wrestling fans, wrestlers calling you out. That's not really anything.
Okay, you got a point.
Continuing on the RCW card. You do mention that every time he's around. I feel like that may still affect you to this day. Yeah, Tommy, anything to say? Still is. I don't know if you've seen him at shows.
I was
at a United.
I was a nice young girl trying to get in the wrestling business, and then there's Tommy just.
Well, that sounds familiar because a month ago or so at the last United 210 show, there was a big fight between Texas Kingdom and Texas Treats, and Callie appeared to have broken or busted her nose, and Tommy took great delight in that and laughed in her face quite a bit. So this does seem par for the course when it comes to Tommy. Jeez.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Not shocked.
No.
Okay, and
but Tommy's a mean little boy.
I'll give you young girl, but you were. Did you say nice? You said you were nice in those days. Is that the word you're going to use?
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Wow, we are remembering this event too.
I look, just an enforcer doing my job. That's all it was.
That's what we're going to call it. Okay, sure. Why not? I mean,
you Tommy, when you're young in wrestling, you take the opportunities you get. You gotta do what you do. Apparently, and when you get older in life, you get to rewrite it completely and say that you were nice the whole time. When I distinctly remember that not being the case, but again, That's just me. Why am I even having this conversation? What are we talking?
Okay. JC was meaning it well, and I know JC since we were kids.
Well, see, the difference is I think I influenced JC to be okay with being mean because I think I did it to everybody in the RCW crowd. I think everyone was meaner because of me.
So the minute JC saw that you could be mean in a crowd, he ran with it. I don't know if it was your influence per se, but again, the people in this generation don't know what a menace that man was with signs.
No.
And thankfully Tina showed up and they had kids, so they kept him busy. And now he doesn't show up as much, but good Lord.
Yeah. He there are times he was worse than me.
He had some pretty shocking signs over the years.
Very good Lord.
Getting back to RCW.
And then JC married and I was feuding with too. Yeah,
technically also true.
Related to their families.
That's such a good point I didn't think of. Oh man, that's a good point I didn't even think about. That's a really good point. Yeah. Damn.
And he was definitely trying to get some points back then, so.
Oh, 100%. 100% he was. There's no way he was not.
Oh. Anyways, back to RCW. We'll go to the other ROW championship match, the Women's Diamond Championship. Champion Kaya Dream defending against Celine Hysteria. And I got to say, Celine looked very impressive with one thing. If she would have stopped celebrating every time she successfully hit a move, she might have got some momentum going. Because that kind of felt like her downfall. She was gaining some momentum, and then she got really proud of herself and stopped her flow. And,
I swore.
Yeah, you can't give Kaya Dream an inch.
No, you can't. Mike, I swore you were going to bring up the hat. I thought you were going to bring up the hat.
No. Okay, look. I don't know if you've seen the video, Pink. I'll share it with you later when you're off the show. At a hybrid show last month, she came out with her top hat and her gear, and when she came through the ropes, the hat fell. Me, Tommy, Jason happened to be front row, and we laughed at her and reminded her she dropped the hat. So at RCW, when she came out, as soon as she hit the top of the stage to walk down, I just started yelling, "Don't lose the hat." And I'm filming the entrances, of course. So the stare she gives me as she walks by, pretty sure I may have been cursed, and I'm kind of fearing for my life. So I have a lot of crosses and holy water and other things just in case. But
have hot Cheetos as a backup.
That might be the alternative plan. But no,
Cheetos work with them still. Yeah. It's always.
And then Angel saying Kaya's parents were so sweet.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, like her. I guess it was her dad kept messing with me the whole time, and I kept laughing because he reminded me of my uncles.
Nope.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Kai Dream.
Their grandparents were the ones at the merch.
Grandparents. Okay, cool.
Oh, it was the grandparents? That's awesome.
Well, her granddad kept messing with me. He was funny.
Yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah, she had the biggest merch table I've ever seen. It was so cool.
And she knew she was gonna sell, and she did. I went over there and bought stuff, so she knows what she's doing. So
long line. I was like, there was a long line. Then you see all the men with no lines. Just her line.
The black Southern chick was the one having a long line at a wrestling show. Wow, who'd have thought that had happened? Anyway, so Kai Dream's awesome.
Yeah, but that was a good match.
Knopf is entered the chat. Knopf has entered the chat.
What's up, Knopf? I remember you saying at the show how much you respected the GMs, so
yeah,
glad you're here. I think
bullshit.
Well, from there, let's get on then to the kind of the big surprise that happens first. Armani Sage, who, by the way, has been very impressive as he's just been wrestling not even a full year yet.
Oh, wow. It hasn't been a year yet. You're right.
No, it has not. Came out and they said he had an open challenge, and he claimed that no one in the back was going to answer it. No one wanted to. So he wanted the ref to start a 10 count, which we were questioning. How are you counting out an opponent that's not there?
Thank you.
But the challenge was answered, and by no one we probably suspected.
There's no way you could have paid me to guess that right.
Yes,
good.
Jason, she does have the stare that followed you.
Point.
Yes, I would assume so. But yeah, Alberto El Patron, which is what I think we have to call him now. Although I do think Ellie called him Del Rio, but it's okay.
Yeah, I think she was surprised like we were. So
yeah, no kidding.
Well, to her defense, she did not know who it was. She didn't know either.
See?
I swear to you, she did.
Yeah.
So she just had to announce as she saw. So no, that was her defense. She was because she was out. We're starting the pre-show, and he wasn't there. So
right.
She didn't know.
Got it.
There you go.
That was a very, very big secret.
Right.
Wow.
Clearly.
And as you were mentioning before, and some of us who have been there a while kind of know, he does have a connection to RCW and wrestlers from RCW past.
He does.
So for those of you who may not know, he is.
Well, is this where we link into?
Yeah, if you want to, go for it.
I was gonna say that's up to you.
I mean, you're the one who's been a part of it.
Well, because at this point, kind of. Well, yeah, he. If for those that aren't familiar with him, but a big part of RCW's past was, of course, the treats. We had a thing called Team Mex, which had Psicodelico Jr., Scam Threse, and a lot of luchadors would come and go as please. Well, one of the luchadors as they brought in at the time, Cico brought me in, and that's where I started, was with Cico. Psicodelico Jr. is actually Alberto Del Rio's cousin. So it's not far-fetched to now see that there was an obvious alignment with the treat. So when the name was brought up for the Sage thing, there would be where the connection would entail, because they were there's been a family connection for a long time. Now, I guess Don Juan is playing chess while we're playing checkers over here, because he made sure that the treats were good, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
even from a hospital bed,
like,
that man continues to torment
if
me.
you thought about it,
well,
I'm telling you,
you're
that if you thought that the treats were going to be unprepared, he's always 10 steps ahead. And I try to tell that
From a
to the men's jam
hospital
as well. I
bed.
try to let him know he's ahead. They're ahead of us. Yeah, and so he's been mad since he was a baby shark in that whole thing. The whole thing was started with Epi, so that they've had something in the works and they've had time.
that is fair. And for what it's worth, though, at the time of the open challenge, we didn't know the treats connection. He answered the challenge. Crowd seemed to pop for it. And for Armani, he put up a fight. He's a young guy, did the best he could. He tried hard, but it's Alberto El Patron, so he came out with the win. But at this point, we just thought it was a nice cameo show up and nothing else yet.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that,
We'll
guess.
get to that, yeah.
What else did we have?
The six-man tag is the next thing I can think of.
Right. So, as we also know from previous... What's that?
I think after that we went into the women's match.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I got
that's probably why we wanted to forget it. I mean, you already mentioned it. We don't need to talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't want to talk about Kelly, so,
We're not. We could talk about the Nastico J-Way face-off. It was a big highlight of the match.
We were literally yelling from the crowd, "Play my way." That is the showdown that RCW has wanted forever.
All I'm saying to Brandon Oliver is he's clearly just letting money just sit on the table and not picking it up, because there's your match right there. I mean, you could have your Okadas, your Tanahashis, but J-Way versus Nastico, hey, 6 stars at the Tokyo Dome. I can't believe I just made that joke. I hate myself so much right now.
And I really have to, I really have to say that it was really horrible of Callie and Alejandra to not allow us to have that dream match. They low blowed both of them.
Right.
That was a great moment, but
the timing of that low blow was fantastic, though. I ain't gonna.
And look, I know you think that we don't like Callie, and we kind of don't, but we have never discredited her abilities or her talent, and so I will say, without a doubt, that was a war that those two went through.
Yeah, that's true.
With weapons, with kendo sticks. I have video of Alejandra just wailing on Callie with the kendo stick coming back down the ramp. Callie got it back. They beat the heck out of each other. Like, it was a war, and it may have been the best match of the night.
There's a lot. It was hard to say, really, but
it's hard for me to pick a best match of the night right now. I'm trying to think of it now when you said that, but that's definitely in the top contenders, and I can't believe I'm giving Callie the credit for being one of the best matches of the night. Wow.
Hey guys, I don't know if y'all know this, but Naf has fully come out in his support. I don't want to say he's simping or anything. I told you he is just full team Callie now.
No, I told you the Teehee, and I caught them a couple shows ago, and then he,
back at the Grand Event Center, you're right.
Oh yeah, and we worked another show, and Teehee over there too. I saw. Yeah.
Oh, Naf, you're being called out. You got found out. Yes, and then there is a picture of Callie being choked by the kendo stick by Alejandra at ringside, and we have also turned that into an Angel Marie versus Pre-Cal meme because she's not having good times with Pre-Cal. So keep on the math.
I have homework to do. I'll get it done.
That sounds like most students. Yeah.
We have to do homework. Yeah, every time.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
Like, oh, future wrestling.
But speaking of game plans, not all the treats had the plan set because a couple shows ago, Diego and David Teen kidnapped Sho Funaki and had him tied up in the back. I think that was at Rumble Royale, actually.
Yeah, it was.
And
yes, and that
this
caused
time
Jesse Funaki to eliminate him. Yeah.
Right. Well, turnabout is fair play because we came out for this six-man tag, and Casey came out, and then Jesse came out, and Sho Funaki wasn't quite there, but he was a little bit late. He had to use the ramp and the door because he had J-Wave tied up in an office chair. Also, was that your office chair?
Actually, I meant to ask that too.
Well, yeah. But that's Coach can do whatever he wants. That's fine.
I'm sure.
You know what? Yeah.
And he placed J-Wave right in the middle, and I'm not going to lie. Like, first of all, when Eliana came back from ring announcing, she patted him on the head. I think I have a picture of that in there. And I so bad wanted to go and run up and take a selfie with him, but I was afraid that it would cause more people to want to do that, and I didn't want to get people involved in the match. So one of the people that in the front row wound up doing it from the side. And then Logan snuck over there. Yeah, he snuck over there too.
Yeah.
But I did thought about doing it. That, we charge for those photos, then
that would have been a money. Yeah,
I have plenty that we can sell as 8x10s if you want. I took probably about half a dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I do have to be responsible though, real quick, and I do have to address some concerns that were brought to my attention by J-Wave. He was not happy. He wasn't happy with the photos. He wasn't happy.
Why didn't he speak up about it?
Yeah, if he didn't
we asked him multiple times. J-Wave, say something if you're upset or need help. Didn't say a word.
He didn't say a word.
Didn't say a word.
He kept dead staring at me, but he posted on his personal page that he was tied up and abused and that we need to stop sharing. And I as a general manager, I looked into it, and I think for training purposes, we need to repost it and make sure that we don't do this again. And
I think that's that's fair.
You know what?
We'll do this as a training.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Let me take care of that right.
You know what? And after we get off, I'll go on the WrestleCast account and put a picture and be like, guys, definitely do not do this at future shows.
Yeah, don't worry.
No, I think that's fair.
Right, exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. And we've addressed the concerns. We've done our due diligence. We're good. And we got you, J-Wave.
And that's what a good general manager does. Excellent. I love it.
He's absolutely right. Exactly. I'm gonna take care of that right now. You guys keep talking. I got this covered. Don't worry.
So yeah, the Funakis and Casey Blackrose defeated. They also tied up Brandon Weiss and I think Diego, and left David Teen to get his back broken. So
that was awesome.
we were fine with that.
That was nice. Well, that finish was nice.
Yeah, that was. I don't think Brandon Weiss is going to be teaming up with the Treats again anytime soon. He's going to go cry and listen to My Chemical Romance for a while, but
that's a good band to listen to when you want to cry.
I'm sure he'll be back.
No, Knopf, you will not insert that photo. God, he carries his photo around to me, the shot from the down up, and then the face, and he does it every time. Sorry,
Knopf, that sounds like you're upsetting people.
Knopf is a menace. That's probably
that's true. That's fair. Not my emo. I'm officially the emo princess. Yeah.
Yes. No. Brandon Weiss. I don't think he wants to be a treat.
No, I think he'll pass on that. You know what, Sean? You're also not wrong. Shout out to the cardio of Coach Funaki and David Teen, because they Benny Hilled all over that. We're pretty sure they went down Goliad. They might have went back down to 35.
Seriously,
they ran for a while. And I think we're about to be joined.
Angel, what you know about Evanescence, girl? You don't know nothing about no Evanescence, please. Do not speak to me of emo bands.
That's
I was
before
there.
your time, Angel. That's way before your time.
Everything's
I was
before
there
her
when Fall
time.
came
I
out.
know.
Oh no!
She said the first thing she said was, "Oh no." The first thing she said was, "Oh no."
JC,
Pink.
just to fill you in, we haven't been talking RCW at all. She's just been sharing stories from elementary school. So.
Funny.
St. Luke Catholic school.
Yeah. Oh, the good old CYO
We played
days.
basketball though. He was very good at basketball
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
and soccer.
Oh, Tommy, check that out. The vinyl in her room.
Okay, you know what? You earned some respect on that one. I'm gonna give you respect on that because that's a good vinyl to have. Because that's a classic. I don't care what nobody says.
Man,
Farland doesn't agree now.
Evanescence brings me back to
Girl.
ACW. Remember ACW?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fair, but I still love the album. So
Somebody came out to that there. JC should know.
Evanescence.
Oh, I can't remember.
I know
I
toward the end.
felt like everybody had Evanescence a walk-up song back then, or a walk-up entrance song at that point.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It was on the show.
Yeah.
It was very popular. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Knopf wants
and
to
the
hoop
CD.
at 6. He didn't say 8 p.m.
You know, Sean, the difference is I have an excuse this time. So, daughter's game, we had a late game today. They won. It was a nail biter, won on a walk-off single. It was a great game. So,
JC, y'all were talking about basketball, so Knopf wants to know.
we're talking NBA Jam. I'm down. That's all about the old basketball right now. So, yeah. So, I'll load up the Super Nintendo. Don't tempt me.
Daughter
So,
could beat Knopf though.
She could. She's pretty good.
Probably taller than you,
Nadia's
too, so.
5'5".
Damn, I'm so sorry, Knopf. It comes so naturally, buddy.
She's 5'5" now.
I'm sorry, bro. That was horrible. But the Rockets won, so you should be happy.
Hold on.
I'm being the restrained one right now.
I know.
Okay, you said she's 5'5".
He's
now?
5'5", yes.
Hold on a second. Tina!
5'5", yes.
She's only an inch shorter than Tina. I don't consider that golly. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, she's tall. All right. Well, sorry I'm late. Happy to join. Thanks for joining us, Pink. It's great to see you. So, Nadia's only an inch shorter than you.
She's 5'5".
She's 5'5". Yes. That's what Pink just told me. We're live, by the way.
There's Tina. Hi,
I
Tina.
know, but we're live. So,
Hi.
You're not on camera. I hear you.
Well,
Look at her. There she is.
yeah.
this one finally grew though. She's 5 feet.
Oh, there's little
Yeah.
Jerry.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there she is.
This is doing Joe Hendry.
Oh, JC, tell Jay that Callie won the title. I know he's such a big fan.
Oh, you'll be happy to know that Calientita won the RCW Women's Championship. Yeah, right. He's over here celebrating Joe Hendry's win, and now he's wanting to figure out why Trick Williams wants a shot at him. So, and then he's got a new enemy in Dark State after all that stuff went down, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Alrighty. Hey, well, you guys need to get to bed. I know it was a late day.
No.
Yes.
No.
Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Yeah.
Oh, to do your spot.
All right.
It's okay. Yes.
Okay, on the next episode, we're bringing in the minis.
Oh, we've assumed they're taking our spot pretty soon, anyways.
It's gonna get to that point, especially in the teenage years. Yeah. So.
So JC, we were just finishing
She's like 3
last
years
couple
old.
matches of RCW.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So finishing off the last two, there was the handicap match, Living in Fashion
We just
versus.
talked about the Funaki.
Yeah. So Coach Funaki came back with Jesse and Casey to face Brandon Weiss and the Treats. Coach Funaki came down with J-Wave tied up on an office chair as revenge for having that done to him previously. And then they Benny Hilled Funaki. He chased David T in and out of the building. We're pretty sure down Goliad, maybe down to 35. But
hit up the food truck right down the road too. And
yeah, we said shout out to their cardio, man. Like they were going.
Nice.
Last two matches though, like we said, we had the handicap Living in Fashion versus Angel Camacho. Angel Camacho was literally a lot to overcome, and they could not do that, but they were fighting. That is just one huge man. So
Nice.
Very huge. Gigantic.
And the amount of times we had to see Nastico on this show was
Unfortunate.
was too damn high. So
Too damn high. Okay.
exactly. So that leads us to the triple threat main event.
J-Wave also. It's all.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Well, I see J-Wave once, and that's too much.
Yeah.
Of course, I know Nastico exists, and that's too much.
Well, yeah. J-Wave always threatens us with the cane like he's going to do something.
He ain't done it in 5 years, and I keep begging him to.
I was gonna say he's been holding that cane forever. I still, yeah.
And we also asked both Pink and Logan multiple times if we could hit Nastico and J-Wave, and they didn't technically say no.
Yeah, Logan didn't tell me no. For the record, I'm just saying.
But there's still a chance, hopefully.
Yeah.
Triple threat main event.
That's
Rob Love came in as a champion, having been with RCW about 11 years, right, Tommy?
Yeah, pretty much.
And his two opponents, the co-winners of the Rumble Royale, was the young Lucha sensation Epidemius Jr. and the RCW veteran Cocky Chris Marvel. Go ahead, Tommy.
So, a little trivia about that. That was brought up, and I can confirm the last time Chris Marvel got an RCW title shot was 2005, and the reason I know that is because I was there, because that was my very first RCW show. It was for the belt was vacant, and it was him versus Kazushi Miyamoto. Miyamoto won that match. I now think it's my fault that Marvel lost, so I feel like I've been jinxing him for 20 years.
Yeah. No wonder Marvel's been giving you crap for 20 years.
Yeah, that in hindsight, fair. I said it was fair.
So what I'm hearing is I assume Marvel hopes this was your last RCW show and you don't.
He probably wishes that every time he sees me. That's the last time he sees me.
Well, 20 years later, you finally broke the curse. That's what it is. So, I mean,
oh snap! He's been RCW longer than that because his first match was like back in 2012.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. To be fair, he had a long hiatus from the show as well.
Yeah.
So there was.
That's true too.
He didn't have title opportunities. It's just that he wasn't always on the show for a while, and then even when he came back, he didn't go on every day. I think until Don Juan came back. I think it was more. He was more putting the students.
It's been a while. He's working singles. Obviously, he's been predominantly for his career, but it's pretty cool.
But hey, you get the opportunity, you run with it, right? Like if you hadn't had an opportunity since 2005, why wouldn't you run with it? Why wouldn't you come in prepared? And very opportunistic. Love was very preoccupied that week. It was back and for him.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That news we'll get to after the RCW recap. But yeah, so El Patron, who showed up and answered the open challenge, came down when it looked like Epi was going to get thrown into a door that was taken from y'all's office. But he helped up Epi just to throw him into the door himself. And then it is soon found out that Alberto El Patron has sided with the Texas Treats. A picture has since been released of Marvel celebrating with Alberto and family. So it does seem like there was a plan, as you said earlier, Pink, that Don Juan did not leave the Treats unprepared or unready for this night. And Chris Marvel's now your RCW champion.
Mm-hmm. A lot of history with that family, though. I mean, this is like going back to the Team Mex days.
That's what we were talking about earlier. You already know. You already know.
So,
yeah.
But Pink, say that again?
The thing is, like I said, Don Juan is steps ahead of everybody on there. Don Juan is steps ahead of everybody.
Yeah,
you know he didn't.
And Alberto did swerve everyone.
Well, they gotta figure the match with Diego and but other than that, they weren't unprepared because they hold the gold right now.
Yeah.
You guys after the show,
Interested to see what happens down at the Bon Eric Ranch.
Yes.
The Treats have title belts. Of course, I'm upset.
Uh-huh.
I understand that
Did you
piece
take
of
a
it
photo
from a
with
career
Alberto
achievement
Del Rio?
standpoint, you know.
I actually didn't. For one, his line was like ridiculous. By the time I was even remotely close to there, he was already done. So, plus he betrayed us for the Treats.
Okay.
So no, I'm upset.
I mean that's one of the reasons it's hard for me to cheer for Callie, despite all she's done. Is she decided to join the Treats? So
I wasn't sure.
We're very consistent with that. Well, yes, isn't true.
We didn't mention like the whole roster came out on that match too, though. So
there was it was
like
very
the whole roster.
Well, so basically the Treats came out to try and help Marvel. The Texas Kingdom came down to and I do want to say this: the sequence where Ridley comes in and hits a spear on Callie, then Stash comes in and hits one of the cleanest sky highs I have ever seen on Teen. Go watch a clip of it.
Yeah.
It is really textbook. It looks amazing.
It's nice.
And I'm sure Stash, as much as Rob, had a lot of aggression and anger from other things to also get out. So,
so true.
Yeah. Yes, Sean, we have picked up that you are pro Treats and you like them. We've noticed just a bit.
We suspected highly.
There were some clues.
A little bit of clues.
Sean Conner looked upset most of the show as well. I was wondering what was going through his head. For the majority of the show, he didn't look impressed.
It's because for him the Treats weren't winning easily. It's because and they even lost a match, so he was very heartbroken that they lost anything at all. So that's why.
Okay,
I don't know.
Upset.
Maybe Marvel and Callie need to do some evaluation of Teen and Diego. Just throw that out there. You know
why they let them in the first place, I don't know, but whatever.
And Teen, of course, yeah. I mean, you just let him in, and all he's done is grown peach fuzz all over his face. So
yeah, he's a walking traitor. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Well, that was pretty much RCW ended literally with the Treats and Alberto.
I think to be contrary.
They are tits, yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's
you know what's funny?
There are a lot of them, I think.
Yeah.
I've been around RCW so long that I remember when that title, when that joke first started, and I remember thinking, how are they going to get away with this on shirts? And literally, as soon as I thought that, it was like I think the next show, Dawn One and Marvel had shirts, and I was just like, you can't wear that in public. You can't wear that in public because that requires an explanation.
Damn.
There's worse shirts in public. Come on, dude.
Well, now there is.
Yeah.
She's sinking her own sub for the joke, and I gotta respect it.
I respect that.
I gotta respect that, Angel.
That's Angel. No notes. Nice
taking down your own ship for the joke. I like
taking down your own ship.
I am much aware of self-deprecating humor. I like it.
I live by that philosophy.
But yeah, that was honestly one of the best RCW shows, top to bottom. Great matches all the way across. Surprises. And now I feel like it's too long to wait till the Von Erich Ranch in July, but I guess we will.
Yeah, but shout out to Terrell Timbo being back in San Antonio, and him and Gino. Just both wrestling on an RCW show. It just felt right. So yeah.
Yeah. What is next on the RCW front? By the way, so Bon Eric Ranch is coming up in a few weeks, right?
Well, no, July 6th.
Oh, July 6th.
Oh, are you good? Yeah, it's not till July.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I can hear now. Go.
So there is a little bit of a break.
Yeah, it's not till July 6th,
okay.
but
no, we were just saying. Yeah.
We're going through graduation season.
We're going to what?
Graduation season in May. It's usually I don't think we usually run in May.
That is
either,
true.
but
Yeah, may not. And Brandon does have to deal with graduation this year too. So
Yeah. Any chance for like a pop-up show in June somewhere? Maybe. Who knows? You know.
There could be. He just tells us to stage that, but
yeah.
not trying to say
Plus,
Tempo versus
that's not
Gino was they're fired. Okay.
All right, yeah.
Big smartphone.
But also remember, with the good relationship Hybrid and United have with RCW, you don't know if those titles, Callie may have to defend that at another show, or hey, maybe
That's
Marvel
true.
shows up to defend at United or at a Hybrid show. I mean, you know, it is his school, so
That's true.
Oh yeah. And then speaking of,
Wow.
it is important.
What's
I
a
feel May 17th is the Megalodon.
Yes.
100%.
Don't make that
Yeah,
face, Tom.
yeah.
For
We
sure.
already got tickets for that.
I'm going to be nice about this because he's sick. So
Yeah.
so respect the Don Juan.
For a good cause, for sure.
Now he's
Yeah.
still an irritating human being. I'm not changing my position on that ever. That doesn't change the fact that he's irritating. But I wish him well. I want him around for me to make fun of. I can't do that if he's not around. So I need him to come on back because I'm not done with him yet, and I will never be done. This war is eternal. It's like Doom. It's eternal.
Oh, see this. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut off here, but these I don't understand this. Like,
Okay, Sean, God has not forsaken me like that. So no, she will lose one day, and I will celebrate.
Yeah.
it won't. It cannot come soon enough.
It cannot. It literally could not. It could be tomorrow, and I'd still be like, oh man, that took forever. But yeah.
I mean, she lost her hybrid belt once he actually defended it. So
Yes.
she did. Key's the champion. So
You're not wrong. It's just funny.
So the key to longevity is just to not go to shows,
seriously.
but go on the
I don't.
belt.
Yeah,
Well,
apparently that's how she was like hybrid women's champion for like what 8 months.
Nah, this simping, this glazing. I don't know whatever Angel. Tell me other words kids use nowadays.
It's definitely glazed.
This is just this is insane, and I don't know. Like this is crazy. But yeah, no RCW, hell of a show.
I know. You spent
Von
so
Erich Ranch's neck.
tonight.
Anything else you'd like to share with us, Pink, or talk about while we got you here?
Well, I mean, you're. I don't know. Why am I not prepared for that question?
Oh, sorry.
There's so many things to talk about, but yes.
You want to make fun of Knopf for a little bit? Go for it. You can do that for a while.
Yeah.
The chat's kind of got me distracted because it's going crazy over there. He simps for no one. Callie deserves the best.
All right, Knopf.
Okay.
You literally have a hashtag you created.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah.
not get crazy.
You simp for no one? What?
If we had the reaction memes, I'd give you that glare that Celine gave me on the entrance. He started hashtag simp for Celine at a hybrid show.
Lord.
Which, in retaliation, is where I came up with hashtag ride with Ridley, which is now her thing. Pink versus. I mean, Logan would never.
She's got that look on her face like she's thinking about it. You know, you got a couple months to train for that one. So, you know.
It's look.
That's it, look.
I made a career of beating men. Like, why would you even want? Okay, you
This
want
is
old
true.
Pink?
Why would
I
you want to
swear,
beat up on a
y'all,
little boy?
Tommy
I get it.
will
Yeah.
tell you I was not. I'm trying. Look,
I'll give
I'm
you-
trying to live a happy, nice. You know, trying to be a nice honors member, and you know, Be nice. Say nice things. Do nice things.
No,
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did
JC,
talk about that earlier, JC, about how, you and Tommy were mean.
Mean? No.
I was,
God,
but she
yes.
said she was
5150
nice.
Mafia. They were so
Damn.
For me, we
What?
just
Damn.
we're truth. We
There's
spoke truth, I
a
guess,
photo.
you know.
There's a photo that exists, and I'm about to get taken in the cop killer by homicide, and there's JC just waiting. He's like he's the first, like front row that I got out of the cop killer. You know,
Deep down,
so
I know it. Deep down, knowing you, you have, and you,
Quite literally.
homicide had a hell of a career. Just recently, I had to call it a career, but I know deep down, looking back, you were excited to take that move, and you're hoping you probably could have at least one time say, "Yeah, I survived the cop killer just once." So.
Yeah, just say, yeah. I was. It nice to be asked. But yeah, no, the last one. My whole crew just abandoned me in there, and then turn around there. Oh shit.
Yeah.
No, but on that note, Homicide did just recently. He just retired. King of the Indies, right?
Yeah.
He does have a cyst on his brain. He had an operation on, so it's very serious. We've kind of had a rough month when it came to wrestlers and medical issues and things that people my era. So yeah, it also too we did have the same chairs. So aside with Dewan, Homicide was a former Legends champion too for RCW as well. Aside from just everything else he's done, I believe he was a Legends champion for us as well when we had that.
He was
that belt, but yeah. So that we've done a lot of things that people don't remember about. But I'm not dead. I'm not dead. But just please don't rattle my cage. I'm trying. I'm trying to be good. Trying.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Tommy knows.
Yeah.
Before we go, do we want to mention Logan's butler outfit? Oh, JC froze out.
It's my camera. Give me a second.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, Logan was
yes.
overdressed.
Easter casual is how I showed up. He had to do the thing with
Logan looked like he was going to ask to take your coat and escort you to the
I swear to you, and I'll pull text if I have to, where I said, "What are we wearing to the show? What are we?"
I believe it.
No, yeah.
I believe it.
And then he showed up. He had a suit. He had a regular suit when he showed up. Then all of a sudden, I went to go get ready when I would come back, and he had a formal tuxedo. I was like, "What?" Yeah. So no.
Like he spun around like Wonder Woman to turn it on. Yeah,
well, I guess,
and then he did it.
Prom date.
Well, she did say she looked more dapper, so. But also, he tried to get in the ring and get the crowd hype beforehand, and then Eliana had to get in and show him how it was done because he didn't get the crowd hype. But.
Well, of course, I cheer for Eliana long before I cheer for Logan any day.
Sure.
And also, it's Eliana. I think the odds were not in his favor immediately going up against Eliana because there are very few who could go up against Eliana in a popularity contest and win. So yeah.
100%.
Just saying.
Sean does have a legit match. J-Wave and Callie versus Nastico and Ali. Huh? I mean, again,
it's a tie. Everybody loses.
Yeah.
No, we get to see Alejandro. It's not a complete loss.
That's true. You're right. I stand corrected.
We've been trying to convince her to free herself from Nastico. Maybe this will be the catalyst that does it. I'm sure he was to blame in some way.
Well, remember.
All right, JC.
Nastico doesn't care if they don't have a belt.
He also doesn't care. They don't seem to care if they've been betrayed by Natsuko. They seem to come back to him. And,
Yeah, because why is Angel Camacho and Amy Camacho trusting him again? Okay, whatever. That's a whole discussion for another day, I guess.
Something going on behind the scenes we don't know about, I guess. So yeah.
Guess so.
And I refuse to believe Natsuko's that rich.
Right.
Look at his suits.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was going to ask you if you had anything you wanted to ask her.
I don't. Just thanks for coming on, Pink. It's good to see you. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. A 2-month break. I know there's something coming up in the horizon for RCW. There's got to be doing some pop up here or there. You know, like 2 months is a long time. You can't hear? Oh.
Can you hear us now?
Okay, I can hear now.
Okay.
Oh,
There we go.
All right.
Long, Chris.
Yeah, there's got to be something. Stay tuned to social media, everybody. I know RCW is going to be doing something here, you know, whether it be at hybrid or any other local event or.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
You never know where we pop up.
For sure. Anyway. Well, Pink, thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it. Maybe reach out closer to that Von Erich show. See if we can get you back in here. See when we get an idea what the card is. So, see if you want to come back and join us. So.
Yeah, closer to July, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, Pink.
Wild.
That was really cool.
That and then the audio stuff.
It is.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let it run and go back and read it. That's just kind of how we handle it here. So.
Yeah. Plus, like I said, a WrestleCast show without technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, thank you, Pink.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Yeah.
You're welcome, guys. See you later. We need Tommy.
All right.
I was nice tonight.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Pink.
Bye.
All right.
I was nice.
Yeah. Mostly.
Damn.
Well, sorry, late. Yeah. Ran long. It was a close game. Girls won on a walk-off single, but it was pretty awesome. Yeah. So, anyway, obviously the biggest news thing, at least on the local front, I don't know if you guys got to talk about it, was United 210.
No, we haven't had a chance
talked about it yet. No.
Yeah. So, Mike, I know you and Tommy have been keeping an eye on everything that's going on. This kind of just happened that day. Show, you know,
the notice came out to us that day. We kind of found out a little more that evening that there was some more behind the scenes stuff that had been happening during the week.
Yeah. So what can you tell us that you've heard?
So basically, from what we heard, was earlier in the week there was we were told was literally just a sticky note on the door, like a warning of some sort. They thought that was odd. And then I think it was Thursday morning that there was like a notice on their gate, like their front gate, basically saying that the yard was not zoned for a wrestling show and that they couldn't have it. So from what I understand, Stash and Waldo from Faces for Wrestling, who does their production and stuff, they called, talked to people, kind of got that usual bureaucratic, like, oh, let me transfer you to this person. Let me transfer you to this person. Some strange things from what I've heard. And if you go back to United 210's YouTube page, there was an actual live that was done Friday night. So basically Friday night, even though the show didn't go on, Stash threw out on social media. If you guys want to stop on by. So a handful of us did. I made it out there. Tommy eventually made it out there. Angel Marie and her aunt made it out there. A bunch of other people. There's wrestling zoning code.
Yeah, Kate.
I've never heard of that in Texas.
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah.
And the strange thing is, when they were talking to people at City Hall, they went up there on Friday morning. it sounded really strange. Like they didn't have a record of the formal complaint that supposedly had been made. Supposedly they couldn't find like a copy of the notice that was left on the gate, which sounds really fishy. So I don't know. That's kind of the main stuff they shared with us. They're still in the process. We feel really bad. Yesterday, in the middle of the day, they all of a sudden social media hit that they were going to do a show May 11th at Aqueduct Beer Garden, I think.
Yeah.
And that they still weren't able to get back to the yard yet, but they were going to do a show. And then within an hour, Stash sent it out that they had jumped the gun and it wasn't going to happen as they had asked. So that kind of sucked. But they're still in the process. They're hoping to eventually get back in the yard and make that okay. They did say there were some avenues they seemed to be able to take, but they obviously were going to cost some money. For like to see about rezoning the land or whatever. But
first of all, I've never heard of anywhere in Texas being zoned for wrestling.
I mean,
it's not regulated here. If you have a ring and chairs, you can have help. Some places you don't have to have fucking chairs. People bring chairs.
I think the only thing you have to have is like a medic on site, because that's one thing I know we have to have in BLW. You have to have a medic on site.
Okay.
That's it.
So,
like if you have a ring and everything, and you just have to have a medic on site. That's all.
And does United usually have a medic on site or not?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so they take the precautions. So what's the issue?
And also, let us not forget that just the week previous, San Antonio Wrestling was highlighted on KSAT Explains, Hybrid, RCW, Dog Pound, and of course the Yard had little features and stories about them, and so no doubt that this got on the news and got more popular, that it gained the attention of people, and it honestly just kind of sounds like the city wants its cut of things, which
is stupid.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, Kate, that's what we said.
Look, honestly, if they'd have gone, they said we can't find notice. All right, cool, we're running the show. That's what I would have fucking done.
No, I know, and
and we thought of that. Like, yeah,
I think they just want to make sure there's nothing that would then turn around and be able to come back at them.
Lord. Okay.
Angel, I thought of that too, but honestly, like even that doesn't make sense because I've been to plenty of shows in Texas that's been at somebody's house.
Yeah.
Essentially, I should have known Kate was going to say capitalism. I don't know why it took me so long to remember she was going to do that. And by the way, guys, when we worked together, yes, I was the nice one. That's how that now let your mind go on that how bad Kate can be.
Well, Angel, on your question, how has it happened? They have been running for how many years? Was like the third year now?
It's the third year,
yeah. One, they're getting popular.
Yep.
Obviously, people get popular. People start investigating. Two, I don't think anybody in the neighborhood complained unless some new Karen moved into the neighborhood, realized there's a wrestling show and decided to complain. Who knows? Or for all reason, it could be some because this has happened before. Yep. Somebody who runs another promotion in San Antonio is.
We have read that conspiracy theory also.
And Mike and Knopf are trying to be nice and not go there, but I said immediately. I said somebody whose shows don't get as popular is complaining. I'm not saying I know who because I do not, and that's the truth. I don't know.
Just throw that theory out there.
I'm throwing the theory out there because look, I'm sorry, this has happened before. I've heard of people trying to get other shows taken down because the crowds weren't as large. I'm sorry, that's happening.
We've heard those stories, yeah.
And I can't say I can confirm who has done that in the past, but I've heard names thrown around, and I'm not saying I've heard. And look, honest to God, I have heard no names or nothing like that, and all this. Everything I'm saying is theory, but it's a theory I believe. Like
it's an awesome theory.
Yeah, no, it's not that lame. But what I'm saying, but it's like, yeah, if you get, damn it, Kate, stop being more hood than me. If you are just like it's like saying like we'll get 5 more people than another show gets, someone complains. It could be literally that small a number. And sorry,
Bernsey brought up something that was also stated that is true. The TV reporter who did the story actually reached out to them, almost feeling guilty, like she was afraid her story had gotten them too much publicity. She stopped by the yard earlier Friday And of course, Stash and them were like, no, it's not your fault. We appreciate everything you've done. So she actually told them that she's going to do some investigating on her side as a reporter into what was going on. So, and if you were not on social media and you were living under a rock, which is a phrase we haven't used in years, when the announcement was made, the local wrestling community blew up with support. Standing for United 210 all over Facebook, all over Instagram. Sharing the graphics they made, the information to call local officials. So yeah, it's been awesome. The support is there. Go ahead. What?
I was gonna say, it's not just local either. I know a friend of mine who lives in the DFW area. He's sharing the information about it, getting the word out. And I hear it's getting even bigger than that. Like people are just trying to get more attention on this. So, I've heard that other people outside of even Texas are sharing it.
I think they said they got support. Who was the Stardom person we were just talking about? They had brought in from Japan. I think sent him a message.
Hanako,
and the other one, the one that Key beat for the belt. So it'll come back. Anyways, that basically some of those talent had been sending support. People they met in Vegas. I know. And you know how many times I said that name when I was talking about some other stuff the other day? No, it's fine. It'll come back. But yeah, people. Mind Runner too from Mission Pro. Like all kinds of people. And first of all, we've talked about this a lot, but shout out to the local wrestling community. I've heard it from the lips of Brandon Oliver himself. I've heard it from Stash. The way that, at least in this group, and I'm not saying they're the only ones who do this, but the way that RCW United, Sumi Sakai, thank you. Mm-hmm. RCW United and Hybrid have such a great working relationship with each other. RCW belts have been defended at United, at Hybrid. United 210 belts have been defended, I think, at Hybrid. Obviously, such a great relationship. And it's really awesome because, we've been in the wrestling community a long time as fans. And like we share the stories, we know there's a lot of times where it was cutthroat war / business between, different companies. And like you said, they would do anything to sink another company. So the way they kind of reach out for each other, help each other out. And again, I just say those three because they're the main three. I'm not saying there's others who aren't cool too. Some of the other ones as well. But yeah, like it's really awesome what the community and wrestling at large has done for support. And like we were talking about Don Juan 2 earlier, the way they kind of rallied around that and went to raise money. So it's been really awesome. So shout out to you all guys.
Kate, I'm about to send you the numbers that they're suggesting that everyone can contact so you can have it. So let me get that for you real quick. Look, no. Honestly, I can't even lie. If they're probably might be solved by tomorrow if Kate gets on her thing because.
Well, Kate, do your thing then. Let's do it. Let's get on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it? Yeah, I did that.
But yeah, so just Bradley and Baracho have a good working relationship out of Austin too. That's true. Like, wrestling community has been really awesome this past year.
It's great to see because you would have said like 10, 15 years ago, it probably would have been like,
like 10, 15 years ago, the United had just been done and nobody would have and like you'd have to beg people to actually care.
It's good to see it getting supported.
Yeah, and Angel also said, speaking of the numbers to call, I think on United 210 socials they shared like a script if you you're not sure what to say when you call in. So check United 210 socials for that as well.
Yeah, Kate knows what to say, trust me. Even if it's annoying, she'll know what to say.
But yeah, so just keep an eye on that, guys. United 210 will be back, and we cannot wait.
And I am going to stand by what I said before. All this is going to do is prove how popular it is. And whoever did try to do this is going to backfire on them massively because I don't know what they think they're trying to accomplish, but the fact that the United shows are such like a family event, more or less, all you're doing is just going to prove how popular it is. You're just going to show that the people who love it are gonna prove they love it. Like, the crowd's gonna come in because people come out. It's like it's almost like a family event, really. Like it's like people like after a long week of work and everything, they know United's having a show that night. They come out, they bring their kids, they know that there's going to be food trucks, everything. Like sometimes, hell, I don't know, just like me coming straight from work. It's
Not to mention that person robbed us of Casey Blackrose and Gino Medina.
Don't even remind me.
Which is a match Casey wanted, he said, since the day he started. It robbed us of a 9-person ladder match, which we saw the setup, and I just got to say, the most brutal San Antonio 210 thing. The rope. No, listen. The thing they put up to hold the briefcase with the title had the Fiesta colored paper cutout decorations. Like, it was perfect. He told us Papa Stash had the idea and put it into. It would have been perfect. So
was there piñatas on the thing too? In addition, to
we don't know. By the time the show started, there may have been.
Okay.
You know what? Weapons in a piñata is not a horrible idea.
You know what? That's a good way to do the new Feast or Fired. No briefcases is put 4 piñatas.
There you go.
Pick your poison. That's what they should do. Yeah. That'd be a great way to handle it.
Yep.
But yeah, so that. And then one other side story that I want to throw out, not really related to United 210, but in the wrestling news, talking about the wrestling multiverse. On Saturday, down in Alamo, Texas, there was a show that had a triple threat match of Denise Day versus Ridley Thorne versus Celine Hysteria. They definitely crossed a border check, so definitely in the wrestling multiverse. But yeah, so Denise Day won that, so shout out to our homie Denise.
To clarify, across the multiverse border. Alamo, Texas is still in the United States, people. They didn't go to Mexico for this one.
Yeah. Because again, if you follow the show, when you go north, Buc-ee's is the point that.
Yeah.
Well, right. Yeah. If you go north and out, the Buc-ee's is the place that crosses into the multiverse of the new dimension. But when you go south, since there's not a lot of Buc-ee's, it is a border checkpoint, not the border. Yes.
And just a quick side note, what Kate said in the chat is true. Because of her, all the tutors at all the tutors at Northwest Vista did get a raise. Absolutely true. Like literally every person who is classified as a tutor got a raise because of her.
Now, to be fair, there's going to be some Buc-ee's going south pretty soon. I'm pretty sure. So.
Oh God.
No, yeah, trust me. They're building interstates like all the way up. There's going to be Buc-ee's there somewhere. So.
What do you know about that, Knopf? No, I was kidding. But yeah, so that was our news.
All right.
Yep.
As far as TNA Rebellion, haven't gotten to watch it yet. I've seen a lot of clips, a lot of highlights, but obviously what stands out, we did get some new tag team champions. The Nemeth brothers defeated the Hardys. Yep. Let's see. Everyone else retained. Moose, can you believe it? Got his big ass up in the Ultimate X match and retained the title.
Could not believe he won that. I read the results and said, "You got to be kidding me!" Damn it, Kate.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to say one thing because I have crapped on this man for about the last month, and I think we all have. Did you see the clip from that match of who was it that did the moonsault from the top? Crap, his name just went out of my head.
Cardona?
No. It was no. In the Ultimate X match, it was a multi-thing match, and the Lucha. Who was it? Crap, it wasn't the Laredo Kid.
Or Sidney Akeem.
Maybe it was Leon Slater.
Leon Slater.
Anyways, one of them went up to do a moonsault, basically from the high parts of the metal pole. The truss. There you go, and the Red Sea just about parted on him.
Oh, yes. That was scary.
AJ Francis basically stopped his fall with one arm as best he could. So I have crapped on that man a lot, but shout out for at least trying to save him at the end, because I don't know why everyone just dipped on that man. Like, when you're coming from that high, like, you got to help your...
You're supposed to just break the fall, especially with all those bodies there. Just let them land on you. And
so AJ Francis saved him from worse injuries by one arm catching him. So give him credit for that. Yeah.
Masha defeats Tessa by submission.
Yes.
Wild.
I think they realize they may have to wait a bit because that backlash might have been huge. So
Yeah, they had to give that a little bit of time. Yeah.
Christopher.
Let's see. Macklin retains the International Championship. Santana defeated Ali. Falls count anywhere. Let's see. Ash and Heather by Elegance retain the Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Ace Austin and the Rascals win a 6-man over the System. And of course, the main event, Joe Hendry retained his championship, but immediately after his right when in the middle of his celebration, gets attacked by Trick Williams. And obviously, this kind of carried over into NXT this week. Shawn Michaels putting out the tweet, "Hey, Trick crossed the line. You're invited to come out to NXT and talk about this." Obviously, Hendry opened the show and gets attacked by Dark State, which is why? What's the point? I don't know. So,
Okay, so this is my thing with Dark State, and because here's the thing: if I insult them too much, just like I'll be too much of a hypocrite, and here's why. I loved all the factions that Raven ever led, like Raven's Nest, the insert bird themed names here.
Yeah, but these are nothing like that.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It's like they keep trying to replicate that, and they did have that with the Wyatt family once upon a time, but they keep trying to.
This is like Disruption, but they talk.
Yeah,
that's literally what this is. Like they're trying to be like, and it's odd too because they're like that group that shows up, but then they're just backstage and they talk, and it's like. Logically, I hate this because at any point you could get a group of faces together to beat them down if you really wanted. But they just walk around backstage. I've seen them in like backstage interview segments and walking past people, and I just
So see, and see, there's my problem. It's like if you're gonna do that, make them that group, not that hangs around backstage, but like actually goes in the shadows. Actually, it's like even Judgment Day had their own clubhouse. We should know because Truth infiltrated every chance he got, and they didn't.
I mean,
yes, Angel Retribution because we. Never
you're too young for that. Okay. We made fun of Retribution so bad we called them Disruption. We all had Retribution names. It was a whole thing. But remember during the COVID times, it was like, Retribution's here, and the camera would be like, ah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it was just.
But I mean, they had the shitty thing about that is that when they revealed Ali as the leader of that group, you could have built something from that.
You could.
And then they just killed it.
Thank you.
It's like Vince McMahon didn't want a Middle Eastern guy in charge. It just didn't make any sense.
Well, it's kind of like they kind of did the same thing with Aces and Eights, if you remember that.
Okay, that's TNA, and they completely. We were there when it was revealed.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's the same thought process. What I meant. I know you're right, different companies, so my bad on that. But I meant like the same thought process. Like it's like even when a group doesn't seem that great on the surface, when you have a good reveal, if you build on it. If you don't, then it's like, okay, that was just for shock value, and clearly that you had no plan after that. So
yeah, I guess ultimately that's our message. Like Dark State, okay, if you're gonna do something with this, do it. But when you have a big reveal, don't aces and eights it and just kind of destroy it, okay? Because that's kind of, I guess you can coin that term. When you build up something huge and scales momentum, and then it just dies, that's called aces and eights something.
But if they reveal that Raven is behind Dark State, I'm in 100%, and you can't tell me anything.
Oh man.
Hypocrite.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I am. Mm-hmm. Oh, please. Okay, Mike. If they announce Bailey's behind Dark State,
I would get the mask and everything.
There you go. Okay, as long as you admit to it, it's all I care about.
As soon as they announce it, like Mike,
I'll show up next Wednesday with my mask on and
ordering it. He's going to Michael's to make his own until it gets.
Damn right.
Yeah, exactly.
Bailey takes the mask off. It was me all along.
Yes, it was. I acknowledge.
On the very next show, Mike was like, "I've always loved Dark State. From the very beginning, I said this group is gonna be something."
It is interesting to see where this goes. Obviously, because Hendry's got appearances left and right between NXT and TNA. The Road to Slammiversary is essentially beginning for TNA at this point. That's coming up in July. That's the next big pay-per-view. Obviously, there's some Impact Plus stuff in between, but between that and then you got his thing with Trick and Obafemi and now Dark State apparently. let's see what they do with this. And let's see where they go for sure.
Hey, Jordan, what's up? Good to see you, man.
And happy birthday, Jordan. Today's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Jordan.
Birthday.
Hell yeah,
Nice.
man.
Well, with that, I think we can move into our 1 minute warning segment here, guys. And the countdown's going to play in a second. Just kind of bear with me.
Ah!
Oh, Lord, no.
Mike, do you have something this week?
I do. And it goes back to W.
All right, go for it.
It goes back to our favorite champion, quotes, Allie. Listen, I'm tired of people telling me that I have to cheer her now. I don't understand this, okay? We have never discredited her talent. We have never discredited the great things that she has accomplished in the ring. But don't tell me I have to cheer for her, okay? I'm going to cheer for the people that I like. And it just so happens that literally all her main ops are all our favorite wrestlers. Because who did she start off against? Started off against Izzy, right? Against Key Vibes. And she had the Cholas and she broke them up and betrayed Whitley Thorne, right? So pretty much everyone that we like and cheer for and support, she's against. So why would I cheer for her? Am I going to disrespect her talent or accomplishments? No, although she did win the hybrid the title the first time with the new Cholo helping out, who we've never seen again. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
The treats do cheat every chance they get, but, you know.
I think that person might be in Dark State now. Who knows?
I'm definitely not cheering for her.
Okay.
No matter what you want, Denise Day, even though we love you.
Huh.
Wow, specifically.
Tommy, you got something this week?
Yes.
All right. Are you ready, sir?
So along with this past weekend, I went to the wrestling shop for their Thursday Night Fire show, and it was a great show for a show like in the wrestling shop, small crowd. They still put on a really, really fun show, and that's the thing. It's like it's not like oh my god, great show, but no, it's a fun show. Which wrestling is supposed to be fun. It's a fun show, great talent. Shout out to Haley Danielle, who's fast becoming one of my new favorites, and AI Iris, who's actually out of the Rhodes Academy in Austin. I had seen some of her stuff and online. Finally got to see her live. She's a super sweet person, great wrestler. Their match was one of the best on the card. And damn it, if Red Davis, who isn't one of the best, most annoying, and I mean that in a good way, heels in pro wrestling. To this day, I love seeing that guy. I love messing with that guy. And Chaos Galvan, excuse me, I almost called him Chaos Child, but Chaos Galvan and Prince Pretty were the main event for the Iron Eagle Championship. And so Prince Pretty beat Chaos, but Chaos got his lick back and jumped him after the show, after the match. So see what's happening there. And apparently KCP, who I know from Dogcon Championship Wrestling, he attacked Zeke Rose. So apparently that's going to be a thing coming up soon for the wrestling shop.
Zeke Rose is a big dude.
Zeke Rose is a big dude. Yeah, and it's great to see him on a regular basis. Seeing him off and on now, but now to see him on a regular basis is great. But they also announced that Laredo Kid, they're doing a signing, will be at their next show in May on the 22nd.
That Thursday show?
22nd, the Thursday show, yeah. So I plan to be back out there for that. So I'll share more information the closer we get. But it's supposed to be Laredo Kid on that show, May 22nd at the wrestling shop.
Real quick, since you called me out, would you have gone to that show if Haley Danielle wasn't on the card?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Fair.
And look, I get why you called me out. I just don't care about admitting to it. So yeah, maybe not. You're
Okay,
right.
fair. Yeah, Angel, it's an hour away from us too. Don't feel bad.
Yeah. I just like long drives. I really do. So I don't care.
Yeah.
So
All right. First off, I want to say, I don't know if it's been said already, but Chris Marvel, congrats. This has been a long time coming, regardless of where
that
you
part.
might feel on the storylines and everything like that. But it is exciting to see that. He's finally won an RCW championship. Beyond that, it's funny you mentioned Izzy Moreno. Guys, she turns 18 tomorrow.
Yep.
We've kind of been counting down to this, wondering what's going to happen. Still currently the Mission Pro champion, but NXT tryout in her future. Who knows? I mean, that's kind of, I think, obviously, people have been kind of counting down to this. And with some of the social media posts back and forth between her, Mercedes Moné, Bailey now and then, maybe that's why Bailey's off TV. Maybe we're building up to something where she returns with Izzy. Who knows? Especially with this whole thing with Becky Lynch's promo that took place on Raw on Monday. It's interesting where this goes. I think everyone's going to be keeping eyes on some of the news coming out around this, but in advance beyond that, happy birthday to Izzy Moreno.
Happy birthday.
All of us can be proudly say we were there for your first match, and you have a long and storied career ahead of you. Wishing you all the best. Hopefully we see you in the ring in San Antonio soon, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see her signed to a big contract pretty soon.
Yeah. We also were there for her first jumping, which she did nothing to deserve, but okay.
Yeah.
From one of your best friends.
Evil incarnate. Anyway, and for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, and you should know what I'm talking about, it's Jasmine Lord.
It's Jasmine Lord.
She is evil incarnate. Can't confirm.
Still one of your best friends, though.
Well, I also am friends with Evil Incarnate. Yeah, so what?
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this week's episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. Apologize that I was a little late getting on here. And to be fair, I might be a little late getting on next week because my daughter's a doubleheader, but we'll see how this goes. Speaking of next week, we are going to preview WWE Backlash or Backlash St. Louis or whatever the hell they're calling it.
Le Backlash.
Le Backlash.
Le Backlash.
That was in France, obviously. Yeah.
No.
And share some potential theories. At least I have some on where they go with the John Cena bit of it. Where his last matches are going to be. When does he potentially lose it? I have some guesses. I've been kind of like playing with mapping out where they could go with this, kind of getting some feedback from people online as far as like reading what other people's theories are. And it might be one of those things where they run it all the way up until December before he finally drops it, but we'll see. So, yeah.
And real quick, Kate, I've never called you Evil Incarnate. You're Chaos Incarnate. There is a difference.
Yeah, he's never called you evil to your face. So, yeah.
Well, true. I've called her Chaos to her face many times, repeatedly, loudly.
Yeah.
It's like the morality chart in D&D, like chaotic good, chaotic neutral.
She's chaotic good when she wants to be, but just chaotic neutral because that's the most fun for her.
Fair.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We do appreciate it. Over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other. Night, everyone.
And I'm JC. As always, heels and baby faces. Remember, pro wrestling is real. People
are
fake.
Next
week.